Hey, hello there. Good morning. This is Brother Jerry Van Runk with another slice of toast from the bread of life. I've got to come to you today and just recognize that we live in a world that just is bothering us terribly. I don't know if seems to be no good news ever coming out from anywhere, no good reports, nothing. And yet it's not something new. The writer says in Psalm 77:4, "You have kept me from closing my eyes. I am troubled and I cannot speak." And perhaps that's you today. Perhaps you're one of those. It just, nothing that you seem to do, nothing that you care about. It's just hard to imagine. There's so much conflict and so much turmoil going on in your lives. And you really find that you are troubled. You try to sing songs. Proverbs 25:12 says, "Singing songs to a troubled heart is like taking off clothing on a cold day." You can sing joy songs and they just don't come out the way they are. Sometimes you got to find that peace of God. Jesus said, "My peace I give you. Peace not as the world knows it, but my peace." And in a world where there's no peace, we need the peace of Jesus. He also says that it's like pouring vinegar on soda. Have you ever poured vinegar on soda? It just starts fizzing and bubbling and makes one terrific mess. We don't need to live in a mess. Here's what Jesus said in John 14:1. "Don't let your heart be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me." What an important word that we need to get from him. In my Father's house there's many rooms. If not, I would have told you. I'm going away to prepare a place for you. No, you got to understand that no matter what's going on in the world today, no matter what the problems are around you, there's a God that loves you. Jesus said, "I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Yea, I'm with you always to the end of the world." We need to understand that God's got a plan for our lives, Jeremiah 29:11. Plans to bring us peace and not harm us. And we need to take a hold of that and lock it in our hearts. That's where the joy starts. And Jesus said, "I go away and I prepare a place for you." What an important word. He died that he could prepare a place for you in heaven. And then he said, "I will come again and take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also." He not only proved that there was an answer to the problems, but he came back. He resurrected from the dead. He came back and manifested himself with the disciples, showing that there really was a place ahead and that he really has gone somewhere to prepare it for us. And he came back and shared that with us. We ought to find peace with him today. Peace not as the world knows it, but his peace. In Acts 17, Paul writes, and he says this, that God's purpose was for the nations to seek after God and perhaps feel their way towards him and find him. And maybe you're lost today and you're having trouble finding God, and you're troubled because with all the conflict, all the unrest, all the negative talk about whether God's exists or not, you got to remember, he also says, though he is not far from any one of us. God's there you. He won't forsake you today. If your heart's troubled, you need to reach out to him. You need to take a few moments and stop what you're doing right now. Rest where you're at. Get before him and pour your heart out to him. Those things that are troubling you, the only way to get rid of them, you can't sing them away. But I want to tell you today, you can pray them away. You can cast all your burdens on him and take his burden upon you, his yoke, because his yoke is light. I tell you today, if you're troubled, if you're having trouble sleeping, if you're going through the day looking over your shoulder, if you're just afraid to even go out of the house anymore, then today's the day to get before him and let him be your peacemaker. I would want to just bless you now. Numbers chapter 6, verse 24. Aaron was told to pray this over the people so that the Lord's name would be before him and they would think about him. And I pray this for you. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord show his favor and give you his peace. God bless you today. Until I see you next time. Remember, if you need prayer, email me at Team Jesus Ministries. I'll find it yet. There you go. TeamJesusMinistries.com. Jerry or prayer team at TeamJesusMinistries.com. God bless you.